Well, Darren Sproles running like a man possessed, and Nick Foles, he is playing a whole different brand of quarterback, and that's keeping those Philadelphia Eagles alive and well when it comes to the NFC playoff picture. They're still in the hunt as it stands right now. The Minnesota Vikings at 8-6-1, clinging by every thread and fiber of their existence to that sixth spot. But things could change once Week 16 hits, because if the Eagles win and the Vikings lose, the Vikings are out. So, guys, when it comes to that final sixth spot, I'm going to go with Reggie first, because I've been going first with you all the time here.
All good.
Number 16 in the NFC. Who gets it, man?
I think the Minnesota Vikings slide into that sixth spot. They go and play the Chicago Bears, and they find a way to get a victory. I talked about it earlier. You want to go into the playoffs hitting on all cylinders. This can be a great jump start for this team.
So you think this Vikings team can beat the Bears at the house?
I think they can.
Okay.
You know what? They fired DiFilippo because he wanted to be pass heavy.
Yeah,
right?
they did.
Kevin Stefanski.
Okay.
Right? Stefanski.
Right?
He bringing in there the same mentality as Zimmer. You're going to run the ball. We're going to take our time. We're going to run the ball. We're going to be more of a balanced team.
Midwestern football.
And that's fine. That's what you want. Even as a receiver, you want that, because now you can kind of keep defenses off balance, use the play action. You got a great back there in Dalvin Cook who can do it all. So I think they find a way to go into there. Because one thing about the Chicago Bears, they might get a little lackadaisical. They might kind of sit back just a little bit, because sometimes when you're in the driver's seat, sometimes you're good. But if they feed this guy Dalvin Cook, if you give him the rock, I'm telling you, some special things can happen. And to the sense that they fired DiFilippo, I think this offense has more of an identity now, and maybe it can just help Kirk Cousins.
You don't think Khalil Mack?
They're going to be there. They're going to be there, and they're going to want to win. They're going to play hard. They're going to play, and they're still one thing about it. They're still fighting hard, because they can move up in the seasons if everything works in their favor. But if you're the Minnesota Vikings, this is your chance.
Okay.
This is a statement for you right here.
Chicago Bears defense on the turf, 72 degrees at US Bank Stadium. I think I'll take that Bears defense. That leads the league in takeaways right now.
That's just your team, Cole.
I'll say this. If the Bears lose to the Vikings, they're going to have to play again the next week. And that's what's scary. That's why, as Chicago, you want to go in there and make sure you take your team out, right? Yeah. But the one team that no one wants to play is the reigning Super Bowl champs.
You got it.
All of a sudden, they're back hot again. I mean, I called the game against the Rams, and it was like, here we go.
Yeah.
Here it comes. Nick Foles is back. Everyone's playing better. They're running the ball better. They're making plays. You go against the Houston Texans, and he sets a record throwing the ball. You're finding ways. He's stepping up in the pocket, making big-time throws. Both your tight ends are making plays for you. This team is just starting to make plays all of a sudden. They're back to running the ball. Like you said, you're running the ball a little bit more. The RPO action is coming. Yeah. And I don't think anybody wants to go out and play this team. So, for me, I think the Philadelphia Eagles start off. They play the Redskins, beat up a little bit. You got some issues. Your safety you just released your safety because he was talking.
Right.
All right. So now your players are going to be upset about that. You go on in, you win that game, and you just wait and sit and see what happens. And I think the Chicago Bears have a great chance of beating the Minnesota Vikings. If they do that, all of a sudden you got to play the Philadelphia Eagles, and that's not a game a lot of people want to play.
Yeah, like we said, Nick Foles, a whole brand new brand of energy. Darren Sproles as well. The Eagles looking dangerous. Speaking of dangerous, Darren.